welcome back to the Deliberate Exchange. My name is Chelsea, otherwise known as the Deliberate One, if you are just tuning in here for the first time. And if you are coming back and listening to what might be like the 51st or 52nd episode, thank you so much for coming back. Okay, so this struck me the other day, and I thought it'd be an important thing to kind of talk about, because there's never been more information available than there is right now. Every single day we scroll past hundreds of voices, coaches, influencers, healers, experts, all offering their version of the way. Do this morning routine, eat this way, say these affirmations, follow these 5 steps, and your life will change. And I don't want to harp too hard on it, because of course I put stuff out into the world and into the social media world, especially, that kind of follows that. But while a lot of it is inspiring, it can also be really confusing because everyone is telling you something different. And how do you know what's actually right for you? And so today we're going to talk about exactly that. We're going to talk about how to build the skill of discernment, not from just your mind, but from your body's perspective too. Because when your nervous system and intuition already know what's true, everything becomes easier. And by the end of this episode, my intention is that you'll have a kind of inner map, a way to move through all the noise, to come back to your own truth and trust yourself to know what fits. So the best place to start is why discernment matters in the first place. Now, discernment isn't about judgment. It's about deciding not about deciding who's right or wrong. This is about attunement. Discernment is the art of feeling for alignment. It is your ability to say, okay, this teaching lands in my body, or something about this doesn't sit right. And that ability gets built over time, especially if you've spent years outsourcing your power to alcohol or people pleasing or experts or the next quick fix. If you've been disconnected from your body for a while, it is normal to feel unsure at first. This is about rebuilding that muscle, aka your inner compass. And this was definitely me in 2020. I had quit drinking, and I just felt so unclear. And so I actually worked with a mentor who helped me fine-tune my discernment, my intuition, because I needed somebody to show me the way. Now, for yourself, for those of you who are listening right now, I want you to take a pause, maybe take a breath, and just consider, where in your life do you notice confusion about which advice to follow or whose voice to trust? Maybe it's around healing or business, relationships, or even your own wellness. Just notice where you tend to seek answers outside of yourself. And then from there, we can look at the nervous system and discernment. Now, one of the biggest reasons we lose our ability to discern clearly is because our nervous system is overstimulated. When you're constantly in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, scrolling, comparing, absorbing 100 different opinions, your body is in a stress response. And when you're in that stress response, the part of your brain responsible for clear thinking and intuition, it goes offline. So you literally can't access your inner guidance when your system is dysregulated. And that's why so many people jump from coach to coach, or trying a million different healing modalities, or downloading the next freebie, or watch this masterclass, not because they're flaky, but because their system is actually overwhelmed and looking for safety. So before discernment comes regulation. If you're trying to make a choice or evaluate guidance, the best first step is to slow down. Take a breath, feel your feet, come back into your body before you make a decision. Only then can you hear your truth clearly. Now, let's talk about red flags and green flags and guidance. Once your body feels grounded, then you can start to assess what's coming at you. Now, a helpful framework that I use with myself and with my clients are looking at red flags. Somebody who promises you an overnight transformation, that's not it. Sorry to burst your bubble, but in my experience, The best change, the most sustainable change happens consistently over longer periods of time. It's not an overnight transformation. If you feel like the advice that you're getting feels like shaming or pressuring or like you're behind, if you feel smaller after hearing it, or if it triggers urgency or comparison, those are all red flags. And of course, that can be contextual and that's nuanced, but we're talking like broad strokes here. Green flags, on the other hand, are when like the messages feel really grounding or expanding, even if it's challenging for you, right? Because you don't grow within your comfort zone. If the person speaks with humility, not from a sense of like, I've figured it out and here's what you should do, but here's what worked for me. And a green flag is also that there is space for nuance and your unique experience, and that you feel a sense of safety or resonance within their presence. Your body will tell you the difference. So you can just notice, does this person's energy make me feel tense or settled? Do I feel inspired or like I'm chasing something? And that ends up being discernment in action. So what I also think is helpful within the context of this conversation is looking for embodiment and not just expertise. We are living in an era of curated perfection. There is glossy Instagram feeds and catchy quotes, but discernment means asking, is this person actually living what they teach? Do they embody what I want to build within myself? Not just the outer results, but the inner state. Now, if somebody teaches nervous system regulation, but they seem reactive, frantic, or constantly like busy, like all the time, that is worth noticing. If somebody talks about authenticity but never shows their humanity, that's worth noticing too. To be clear, embodiment doesn't mean perfection. It means alignment between what's said and what's lived. So think about somebody who inspires you right now and just consider, what is it about them that draws you in? Is it their results, their energy, their way of being? And are those qualities that you're wanting to cultivate in yourself? And then we can look at your own inner authority. Because the truth is, the best guidance will never make you dependent. It will always, always, always lead you back to yourself. Coaches, mentors, teachers, we're here to hold a mirror, not to replace your intuition. And any guidance that tells you you need me to be okay is not empowerment, it's control. And maybe you're in a cult. Call your dad. And that's for the murderinos out there. So when you consume information, just check in. Does this guidance make me feel more connected to myself or less? Discernment means you're in conversation with your own knowing. It means that you can take what serves you and leave the rest without guilt, without defensiveness, without needing to prove anything. And then you can consider energetic matches. Sometimes something can be true and powerful, and it still doesn't mean that it's right for you and right now, and that's okay. It's not that you're rejecting it, it's just that you're honoring your own timing. Discernment allows you to say, okay, I see the value in what they're teaching, but it's not what my body or the season that I'm in needs right now. And this is a key part to self-trust, learning to sense the difference between resistance and misalignment. Resistance feels like fear or discomfort in the service of your own growth, whereas misalignment feels like disconnection or contraction. And your body does know the difference if you slow down long enough to listen. So how do you build a discernment practice? If you want to strengthen that skill, here are 3 simple practices that I have found to help. Maybe you'll find that they help you too, trying to walk the line here on what I'm talking about today. So the first thing is pause. Like most things that I tell you about, definitely taking a break, creating space, or creating a breath between stimulus and response is helpful. And especially before you're integrating new advice. Don't rush to apply everything that you learn. Take 24, 48 hours, notice how it feels in your body. The second thing is to check your state before you scroll or before you sign up. Are you grounded or are you seeking a fix? If you are dysregulated, any decision will come from that place. And then the third thing is you can journal the following questions that I find to be very helpful. So the first is, does this teaching feel true for me right now? The second is it aligned with the version of me I'm becoming? The third question is, does it create expansion or contraction in my body? And of course, we have to discern between going outside of our comfort zone, because we can't stay within our comfort zone and truly grow and expand. And the fourth is, what would my most self-trusting self say about this? Now, the more you practice this, like anything, reps in, the more your discernment strengthens and the less you will need external validation to make decisions. So, as far as integration is concerned, like for a long time, I was most definitely that person that consumed everything. The podcasts, the books, the courses, all the how to fix yourself advice. A lot of it was helpful, but a lot of it also kept me disconnected from my own truth and kind of like spinning out and like, oh my God, there's so much information. And things really started to shift for me when I stopped chasing what everyone else said I should do and started listening to my body. And that's what brought me deeper into this work, into helping women rebuild that inner compass so that they stop outsourcing their power and start living from self-trust again. So here's what I want you to remember, or the takeaway here. That discernment is a skill and not a gift. And it grows each and every single time you slow down, you breathe, you listen to yourself before reacting to the noise around you. And you already have everything you need to navigate your path. The work, as they call it, is in remembering that your body actually knows that truth. And your nervous system is your guide. And the more you trust it, the clearer life becomes. So if this episode has landed for you, if you are ready to deepen that self-trust, to move from confusion and overwhelm into clarity and confidence, that's exactly the work that I do inside my sessions and inside my programs. I truly am devoted to helping women rebuild their inner authority through breath work, through nervous system regulation, through embodiment, so that they can stop chasing external answers and finally feel anchored in their own truth. Now, you can learn more about that or booking a session with me below in the show notes. Come join my community if you are craving grounded and real conversations like this one. And until next time, breathe it in, be deliberate.